I wanted to show you guys today one of my favorite lace techniques. It's what I call a double eyelet. It would be in a pattern, it would be written as a knit two together and then a double yarn over and then a knit two together, and repeat that entire sequence across the row. It creates an eyelet that's double the size of a standard eyelet, so it is going to create an eyelet lace pattern that is going to create much larger than your average holes, like the one that I'm showing here. So to do this, you are going to knit two stitches together as a standard knit two together. So just take the first two stitches on your needle, put them next to each other, and knit them both as if they were one stitch. And then you are going to do a yarn over as standard, wrapping the yarn over your needle. And then you're going to immediately do another yarn over. And you'll see on the needle here, this does create something that looks a little bit strange. It looks like you've wrapped the yarn around your needle 2 times, because that's exactly what you've done, and that's what we're going for with this technique. And then we're going to do another knit two together. So this pattern takes place across 4 stitches, our original knit two together, our double yarn over, and then a second knit two together. And when we repeat that, we need to repeat the whole thing. So I'm going to start with another knit two together. Do make sure when you're seeing this in the pattern, you realize that you're supposed to do 2 knit two togethers in a row. The last knit two together from the first repeat, and the first knit two together from the next repeat. And then that double yarn over, wrapping the yarn 2 times around your needle, and then another knit two together. And the last time, knit two together, double yarn over, and then knit two together. That takes you across your row. You're going to repeat that until you've used all of your stitches, and you can already see the larger holes that this is going to create, larger than just a single yarn over hole. The other trick to this is to make sure that when you are on your way back across this row, so you're working the first row on top of this one, that you are treating those double yarn overs correctly. So in order to do that, we are going to knit the first stitch. That is going to be the stitch that was created by the knit two together, so that one's going to feel like a normal stitch. And then the second stitch is the first half of the double yarn over. You are going to knit the first half of that double yarn over just like a standard yarn over, and push just that first half off into the air. You should still have the second half of that double yarn over on your needle. Now you want to take your yarn from the position that it's in right now, behind your needles, because you have been doing knit stitches, and you're going to bring that yarn to the front of your work as if you were doing a purl stitch. And you are in fact going to purl the second half of that double yarn over. Purl it just like a normal stitch, slide that off into the air, and now you want to return your working yarn to the back, because you are going to begin knitting again. And now you're going to knit the 4th stitch of the sequence, which was your yarn over, or which was your knit two together. And that creates your large hole, and it turns your double yarn over into 2 stitches. What you do not want to do is knit the first stitch of the double yarn over and then immediately try to knit the second stitch. What you'll find is when you go to put your needle in and wrap your yarn around, because your yarn was already back there, you've now just created an additional double yarn over for the next row, which are then going to cause the same problem to happen on following rows. So just make sure after you've knit into the first half of that yarn over, you bring the yarn to the front of your piece, you purl the second half of that double yarn over, and then you knit the knit two together. and that is going to create your double-sized eyelets, which I think make a really striking lace pattern and can keep a project very simple, but add that kind of touch of a little bit more interest in there.